All right. Hey everyone, Todd here, internalarchitect.com. And I am out here on my bike, and I've kind of made my pledge to myself to get out of the funk all around and start my transformation, getting back into a good fighting spirit, really just now working back on my fitness. Biking for me has been it was a lifesaver for me. It's actually one of the things that helped me figure out why I was having an issue originally, and what helped lead me to kind of an early diagnosis of my Hodgkins lymphoma. So I'm up here in the woods above Breckenridge right now, and the French Gulch area is all back over in here. You know, this is kind of my little sanctuary. It's my way of kind of working through the stress and the anxiety that comes along with all the cancer that I've been through at this point. Unfortunately for me, of how much I've been through has really been adding up. Right now, because of how soon I am after transplant, and as of recording today is day 251 since transplant, and I'm still dealing with a lot of fatigue. I don't want to just sit around and not deal with it appropriately. So it takes a lot for me to get suited up into my bike kit and get out on the bike. It does. It's a tough motivator, but once I do, man, it's the best thing. It is so good to be out here, to be in the sun. I mean, as you can tell, I'm just in the woods. And it's great. It's great being out here. It's great feeling like I am really working on beating the fatigue, beating cancer at this point. It's been a little over a year since I was in this area, or almost in this direct spot, when I found out that my radiation treatment that I went through in the winter, or early winter, November and December of 2019 didn't work. And this was kind of the area where I was at when I kind of revealed the news. My next scan is in a little over a month, in August, and we will know at that point if everything's really taking hold. For the most part, I feel pretty good just dealing with all that fatigue. Biking is the thing that really helps me kind of work through that, because I just have fatigue going on in all areas. I don't take naps every day, but it's pretty close. My body ended up going through a lot, obviously, with all the chemotherapy and the subsequent inflammation that my body was going through because of it. Along came with all the fevering and the rigoring, and that I think was even harder on my body than all the chemotherapy and even the transplant. The conditioning treatment that I went through was really pretty, what felt like was pretty mellow. When I was going through all the fevering and the rigoring, that's what really felt like it just wrecked me. The rigoring, especially when you have 6 days or so, I think it was, of your body just going through fevers and then trying to cool itself down with the shaking that comes along with it. That's the rigoring. And because of all that, I was bedridden. I was a fall risk. That was really the thing. I couldn't get out of bed, so I couldn't even stretch. I couldn't really do anything, and it was that's what was tough. Post-treatment, I ended up gaining some weight. And when you go through cancer, gaining weight is not necessarily a bad thing. In my case, because of all the bedtime and everything going through the treatment, going through the fevering and the rigoring, my muscle started to waste a little bit. So I ended up losing muscle, and I ended up kind of becoming a little bit of a jelly roll. And so it's a big goal of mine to really get back into physical shape and really even try to lose the weight and get back down to maybe almost my competitive side when I was snowboarding. And that's going to take a lot of work. Currently I'm at 212 pounds, and my competition weight when I was riding a lot was right around 180. So I have a long way to go. Ultimately, if I can get down to the high 190s, I think that would be a great place going into winter. We'll just kind of see how that goes. But I have some pretty good goals set. Obviously, it's always a little nerve-wracking, especially so soon after transplant, that there is the fear of another reoccurrence. I think one of the things you learn in life is that nothing is a guarantee. And especially with me and how cancer has been, don't get me wrong, I am manifesting good thoughts and no cancer and everything else. Just always got to keep a little bit in the back of your mind about how history has presented itself. So right on, I wanted to showcase how I'm transforming my body and myself after cancer. And I'm doing that with the one type of sport that has given me so much since I was in the world of snowboarding, and that is mountain biking. Now, if you have any comments or questions, obviously hit me in the comment section below. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your time and energy. And I'm going to leave you this time with a little bit of a downhill going into town. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. baby. And that's how you do that.